I want to bring in our international affairs editor, Angela Diffley. Angela, just looking and analysing that speech as you were, what stands out to you?
I think Zelensky is always very forthright, and this is stating his position. Of course, Ukraine might not get everything it wants further down the line whenever any negotiations take place, but he is laying down what matters here to Ukraine. First of all, he's identified, he was saying that this war was not simply about Russia invading a country. It was about universal values, and that is why so many people support Ukraine. He says it was about freedom, it was about justice. And it's very clear that he is making that a very front argument that this is not just about Ukraine and Russia, that if this isn't sorted, the repercussions could go on and on. He also talked about how impunity leads to aggression. Here he is at the International Criminal Court. And that, of course, wasn't set up the last time there was a major war in Europe, when we had the Bosnian, the breakup of Yugoslavia. This is since then. And so it's the first time there has been the International Criminal Court since there has been, it's the first time there's been a war in Europe since that has been established. And he talked about impunity leading to further aggression. Now, of course, in 2014, when Russia invaded Crimea and annexed Crimea, not very much was done about it. And he is clearly implying that that led Putin to believe nobody would do very much again should he decide to take things further, as indeed he did with that invasion. He also talked about the importance of justice, that there can be no peace without justice, because unless issues are fully, properly resolved, they simply erupt again later on. For him, it is vital that Vladimir Putin is held to account at this court. He made no bones about that. And he also said that there should be stipulated in any negotiated peace agreement that there must be no repetition of aggression by Russia towards Ukraine. So he is very clearly setting out his points. It is true that Ukraine might not get all it wants, and there is a lot of discussion about when this war might end and what might constitute some sort of acceptable settlement to Ukraine. And there are murmurings that perhaps Ukraine should settle for the 2014 borders and forget about Crimea. He is saying, no way, we want Crimea back. We want our territory and we want our values, which are universal values, respected.
We get a sense, I think, as well, of a man who feels contained by the current laws, the ICC, given that Russia is not a signatory. I think one of the quotes he said is just talking about this, insisting on the creation of a tribunal. He linked it to the Nuremberg trials of the Nazis after the Second World War and talked about we must make bold decisions about the shortcomings of the current law. Do you get a sense of this is one man shouting alone, or whether there'd be support for that kind of idea?
I think that that is a very, very complicated issue involving very many countries and very many different reasons why they might like some of those constraints. So I think that for now that will probably be set aside. He is an extraordinary speaker. This has been going on for 14, 15 months now. He has doggedly pursued the interests of Ukraine around the world in every forum, every time, stating again and again the no compromise position he has. And he appears not to be tiring of it, and has certainly, for his own people, it would appear, seemed to be an inspirational speaker. He's energetic. He does have a natural charisma in these forums. And here we are, he's doing it again.
Angela, thank you. Angela Diffley, our international affairs editor. Well, stay